Preparing an association budget is an important aspect of association management. Hi, I'm Margaret Wilby, and we're going to talk about association budgets today. So what is an association budget? Very basically, it's a document that tracks your income and your expenses. Why create one? Well, a budget helps keep your association on track and reach its goals. Let's say you want to purchase a vehicle. You wouldn't just go out and buy that. You determine what your income is, what your expenses are, what you need to save to purchase that vehicle. Same with the association. The leadership team needs to determine what their goals are, what activities they want to do for the coming year, what their income is, what their expenses are, and whether they can achieve those different activities for the coming year. So what does a budget require? It requires good planning. The leadership team needs to determine what the activities and events are for the coming year. Are you going to host a conference? Are you going to put on a class? Perhaps invite a special speaker in to talk about an industry-related issue. The leadership team needs to determine what the income and the expenses are related to that activity and document it. Finally, the leadership team, specifically the treasurer, needs to report that information back to the membership on a regular basis. Again, this is of utmost importance as it keeps the association spending on track. So preparing a budget just takes 5 simple steps. First, list your income. What income are you going to have coming in this year? Membership dues, perhaps it's a class that you're putting on that you're going to have some money, some sponsorship, interest on some accounts that you have. Then list your expenses. What expenses do you have? Do you have to pay for a meeting room each month? Do you have registration fees, expenses related to that conference or that class that you're going to be putting on? Perhaps speaker fees. Maybe there's banking fees, insurance-related expenses, and so on. Then subtract your expenses from your income. Hopefully, you have more income than you do expenses. That's a good thing. If your expenses are higher than your income, then you need to make some adjustments. Perhaps you need to find some other ways to bring in more income. Or look at your expenses and see what you might be able to change. Are you renting a storage unit that you have for years, and perhaps that could be cleaned out and eliminated? Whatever it is, you need to be able to come up with more income than you do expenses. Then track your expenses. What are you spending your money on? Be sure that you're tracking it. Be sure that you're looking at what income's coming in, what your expenses are, and track it on a regular basis. Then report that information back to the membership. Again, this will help the association from overspending. As long as they know what their budget was to begin with, what their expenses are, and how much they still have left, again, your association won't be overspending. So, association budgets again, budget versus actual. There is a template that IAIP has on the website. Please utilize that resource. There's also a huge amount of resources in your membership. Those that have served as a treasurer in the past, your officers, they all are willing to help you through this process. It really isn't that difficult, but there's a wealth of knowledge out there, so just tap into it. Many members will serve in any role except for treasurer. I think everybody gets a little concerned about being responsible for someone else's money. It really isn't that difficult. Again, as long as you have some checks and balances put in place, such as a semi-annual, annual audit, make sure those are in place. That way you feel more comfortable as the treasurer handling the association's expenses. So why is the budget so important? Again, a budget is a plan, but it does guide an association on tracking their income and expenses and keeps them on solid footing financially. A budget that is tracked on a regular basis, with adjustments being made as needed, helps an association achieve their goals for the coming year. I wish you much success setting up your association's budget. It's not a difficult thing. You can do it. Thank you.